So when walking onto a wall, and once we are really close, well, basically if we try and walk diagonally onto a wall, we'll see that this will really be a problem. Okay, so we're going to make it have a little bit of an angle. We're going to set an angle threshold for, sticking onto a wall. Public float angle wall angle threshold, and we're going to say let's start with 35. So we need to be detecting if we're hitting something, but we also need to know the angle now. Okay, so that means bool will stick to wall will start as false. We're going to, let's duplicate this line and comment the first one, and we're simply going to change this to if will stick to wall. Okay, then we need to have arraycast hit, so we can pass that there, and then before we detect the value, we can't use this because it's going to be empty. Okay, it's only the normal, so we're going to say wall normal. And we now have arraycast. Well, normal can just be vector 3.0 to be honest. So now when we are hitting something, we need to find the angle between our hit dot normal and where we are going towards. If that angle is lower than the wall angle threshold, then that means we'll stick to wall equals true. Okay. But I think we might have to give it a little bit more leeway when we are already onto the wall, because it might have us jump from that's actually the opposite. Because we are walking towards the wall, we need to find the opposite of our normal. And when the camera is looking at. But yeah, as expected, we have issues with this because now we're looking the opposite way. So let's say hit the normal and that. So you know what? We need to separate this, know if we are onto the wall or not. So if controller dot is wall, if you're not onto the wall, come on, then do this. Else will stick to wall will be actually else will be true, but you're still going to be hit there. So this can stay like that, but we now need to be updating the wall normal based on this. So we can still do the same thing. Or actually, let's make this even simpler, I guess. We still need the same values. Okay. Okay, so if you're not onto the wall, but if you are into the wall, we also forgot our wall normal. It dot normal. So maybe it was that, but it's okay. I'll just keep it like this. So if you're not onto the wall, you're going to be doing the angle check, but if you are into the wall, then you have a little bit more of a leeway. And I hope I use the word leeway correct, but whatever. And yeah. What? Huh. It's weird. Well, let's raise our wall detect distance again. 0.5. That's going. What? That's weird. Like now we should have. Okay, let's test the angle. Let's give feedback from the angle. So basically, in both of these cases, we can eliminate that. Skip that. Then let's do debug.log angle here. And let's find it out. Okay. Yeah. That's weird. And it's now 45 degrees. Why is it sticking out to 45 degrees though? Now it's at 80 degrees. From what? Now it's at 0. Now you're stuck on 14. Okay, now you are at 45. Now you were at 48, but now it doesn't even update. So I think we have something else going on here. Scroll true, false. Oh, let's first of all bring this below that. And wall angle threshold. Let's do this above here. Okay, let's try this. And let's set wall angle to less than 40. I don't know why we're jumping. That actually kind of ruined it. I don't know why this gives you hit normal. Yeah, when you are into the wall, this will be the opposite. So that was correct. I was leaving this down here, but 108. Let's use this as 0.25. I will see. Now it takes us like we are. No, it doesn't actually take us anywhere. Wall detect distance is too small, I guess. Wall check distance 0.6. Set this to 1. Let's raise our angle. I think that's too much. We'll check distance, let's do 0.2. Yeah, no, let's leave this back to where it was. You know what, let's maybe remove entirely the angle check. We'll stick to wall. And I want to throw a debug.log for hit.transform.name to see when those jumps are happening. Maybe we're hitting something else that I'm missing. But I think that shouldn't be the case. We already have everything that we needed. And it's always the quad. So it might be the cameras that are actually doing this. Okay, 0.5 is too small. Let's 0.2. And let's see where else we are using this. Although 0.2 is smaller than our capsule collider radius. So let's set this to 0.2 and this to 0.4. I think 0.4 is too much as well. 0.25. Yeah, I don't know where these jumps are coming from, but they do not seem to be happening all the time. Which is what? Which is weird. So let's maybe use this to try and debug this with our race. Okay, this seems to work. Okay, let's try and debug this without, well, we want to know if we're sticking or not. And when that job is happening, why it happens. Okay, so it's 44 for sticking and moving, 45. So we indeed lose the... Yeah, we indeed lose stickiness at that point. So we need to find why that is. From the looks of it, I think that should there shouldn't be any case that we are losing it. Maybe because our move direction diagonally does not reach the wall. So let's see if is or if previously controller dot is wall, but now will stick to false is wrong, then throw a debug draw ray from origin, move direction, let's also do a vector 3 hit point. Actually no, the hit point won't do because this doesn't work. Origin move direction, let's give this color dot green, and duration let's make it 10 seconds, depth false. So this will capture that case that you are onto the wall and you stop being into the wall, so it will capture that jump that is happening. So let's see. Let's put it onto isometric and actually rotate to see exactly the depth of this. Yeah, now it's not happening. Okay, that was weird. Maybe we're closing the wall before we do anything. That's for aiming. We're doing anything down here. That's for free look. Yeah, I can't actually find a solution for that. Or we can actually find the cause of it. So is wall, let's see where do we change this. Is wall equals false when you're aiming. Don't think there is a case that this is happening, that we're going to be pressing that. So we'll see. And we didn't even get any draw rays, which was weird. Here it is. I think it goes through the cracks. Or is it? Yeah, I have no idea why this is actually happening. So let's remove this and let's use a box collider. And actually let's select all of them and use a box collider. So everything that has a mesh renderer, a mesh collider, which is everything. I'm going to remove it and just add a box collider instead. Okay, it should be, well, it should give them some size at least. And let's try this. Don't think that should be the case, but maybe we can just give him, we can give them a little bit more of size. I don't know. Oh, that's still happening, and that's still happening through the wall. That's weird. Like, I can't actually see why this raycast will not be hitting a collider. It's pretty clear that it does hit a collider. So let's maybe find a rigid body. I'm going to freeze position to Y, and I'm going to remove my own collider just in case we are actually hitting our own collider, which wouldn't make a lot of sense because we are using a layer to filter our own collider out. Okay, so let's try this in here, and let's see if it's going to happen now. Yeah, it does happen. Unless it's the wall check distance, this is lower. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Let's do the debug draw rate to actually have the wall check detect distance. Maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's too short. We'll see. So that means we just need to split up the wall check distance. Yeah, that was it. It's way too short. So we have our wall detect distance. Then we're going to have our wall detect distance on wall, and it's just going to be 1 or even higher, I guess. Then we're going to have the float detect distance to start from wall detect distance, but if the controller dot is wall, then the detect distance is going to be wall detect distance on wall. Then replace that to this, and then you can just do this here. And also we can do the draw ray from this one. And now we're actually going to have some accurate values. Okay, so the wall check distance, then this can be even smaller now because it's going to eliminate diagonally movement from that. And here we are, we actually have proper detection. And you can see that this now, if it overshoots, it means it's from there. But we can normally move. Awesome. And maybe this can be even smaller. And actually, what's this? This is different than this one. So let's also see what we are doing with this one. I'm going to set this to 0.2. I think 0.1 this will work. Then let's see on our controller, wall check distance, transfer to right. Oh, that's for the next wall, okay. That's for the next wall, so that can do it. So let's bring back our rigid body and our capsule collider. We should be done. Yeah, that does it. Okay, so you say that we took about 20 minutes to fix just a tiny tweak that was happening, but yeah, it at least feels more correct this time. There are still cases like this, however. And of course, there are still cases that we might not be looking at our player. So let's do let's go onto this camera and actually make it so that the clip plane for that is even smaller. Let's say you are at, if this is at offset, let's see, if this is at 3.9, that's too low. Actually, no, just keep the basic one, but we can add Cinema Sync Collider to this. Collide against default, minimum distance from player, transparent layer, nothing, avoid obstacles. Probably that should fix it. Anyway. Okay, so that fixes a small wall jump we were having, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you can see that it changes. Yeah, it now avoids obstacles. Awesome. So that's cool. We now have our proper logic. So on the next part, you know what? I want to work with picking around corners. So when we are reaching the edge of this, I'm going to start looking and pick around so the camera will move, and maybe later we can make an animation for the player to actually pick around those corners. And we have an issue to this. So what's happening here? So I think what's happening, he goes down here, he rotates. So one way to fix this would probably be to increase the wall detect speed, let's say 0.4. Yeah. And it's even, his arm is not actually peeking around, as you can see. Awesome. And I see when we're pressing crouch, it actually cuts away for a second. So because we are removing the move direction, that's why it cuts away. So to fix that, on our input handler, we can say that, let's see, instead of move direction, if controller.isWall, if he's not on the wall, okay, only then reset the move direction. Awesome. So that's it for this part. On the next one, we're going to work with our picking around corners and so on and so on. So as always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more series, more of everything of this, then consider supporting me on Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things we're making. I'll see you next time.